What are we doing? Like, legitimately, what are we doing? I feel like I had the exact same sort of conversation with this camera like 1 week ago when I was like, opposition fans, why are you here? I know why you're here. And United fans, we all need therapy. Jesus Christ, do we need therapy? Because it's the exact same thing week in, week out. That's how you go mad. You actually go mad by turning up, thinking you're going to see something different, and seeing the exact same nonsense that you see time and time again. Joe, both of those goals that we scored are the same goals that we concede all the time. And there's so many times I've been sitting here saying Manchester United need a number 6. Someone that can defend that area of the box. Scott McTominay cannot defend the edge of the box. Watch how drawn he is to the ball, like a fucking moth to a light. He doesn't have the tactical awareness to play as a number 6. He just doesn't. And then I think Ten Hag's getting a lot of shit for stuff that's out of his control. This is in his control. You take Kobe Mainoo off, you bring on McTominay. You have to account for what he does on the pitch. And if you don't know what he does as a pitch, then you're failing you in your job as a manager. So is it ideal that you got to bring him on rather than a Casemiro or something like that? No, it's not. But you need to know the traits of the players that you've got and who can be trusted to do the jobs that you're asking them to do and who fucking can't. Later in the game, so let me roll it back. For the last couple of games, Manchester United have looked what? Solid. Why have we looked solid? Because he's changed the shape. And United are now 4-1, 4-1 out of possession. The fucking key to the 4-1, 4-1 out of possession is twofold. One is Eriksen and Bruno being flat level. The wingers coming and making a 4 right across the pitch. And the other key part to that is Mainoo is sitting in between the 4 from the defence and the 4 from the midfield, right? This is key to that entire shit working. And one of the reasons that United have looked so solid in the last couple of weeks is that. That's it. That's the only thing, the only fucking reason we've managed to look so solid is because of that. And then he takes off Mainoo, who I thought was having a unspectacular game with the ball, but like doing his job. Just as he, like the kid just fucking, it's like one of them robots that just fucking bounces into, just keeps going until he bounces into something. And by that, I mean, he just does his job. Unspectacular, goes about it, quiet, no fucking about. Did you notice any space in front of the back 4 at all in the first half of the game? No, you didn't. Because he's just putting out little fires before they even start. And then you think back to all the times this season United have had McTominay just fuck off and do something and not be in the right fucking area. And fundamentally, we ain't scoring enough goals, right? So here's the problem. United concede. And this isn't like United of old where you go, and fucking what? We'll get loads of chances. Luton have scored more goals than us this season. Fucking Luton. Everyone's first pick to go down. Luton. More goals than Manchester United this season. Sound. Why? Now, I can understand that the injuries are a factor. I'm not excusing that. They are a factor. And the injuries to key players throughout the team, massive factor. But there's been so long that there's been no developments in the way certain players are doing stuff. Now, I know that it doesn't matter how fucking good a coach you are. You're not going to take a mid-player to be a fucking world-class player. You're just not. That doesn't happen, right? People think that happens. It doesn't fucking happen. It factually does not happen. It's never happened. You get players that can play within a system and be effective within a system by doing their jobs. You don't get players that have gone from bang average to world-class. That doesn't happen. But we're not doing anything at the moment. I mean, Antony stank the place out again. Marcus didn't do a lot. He did well for his goal. Him and Garnacho did well for his goal, to be fair, because I did not think getting into that position with the ball on the right-hand side of the pitch that Garnacho was doing anything other than a step over and trying to get onto his right foot to shoot on the opposite side of the goal. But he didn't. He played Marcus, which was not an easy pass, or it wasn't an easy option to play Marcus in those circumstances there, and Marcus kept his composure and managed to score us a goal. But outside of that, Bruno had a great shot later on, but it was a fucking Hail Mary attempt. Certainly wasn't one, and Ericsson had one. We're not creating those 3 chances are not enough chances to be winning fucking games comfortably. They're just not, right? We concede far too many shots, and the gamble of having McTominay on the pitch because he's going to cause some chaos at the other end of the pitch, we didn't create anything. We had far more control in the first half. First half was boring. But do you know what? Boring with a clean sheet is better than losing fucking games left, right and centre. Dave Brailsford and fucking Jean-Claude Blanc and all that lot, they need to get to fucking work, mate. Because there is so much, like, Ten Hag ain't perfect, but I think he's the right man, right? And I think he's made mistakes this year, for sure. But I'm not the kind of guy that just screams, change the manager. I think you've got to change the fucking mentality of the players. I think you've got to recruit better players. Once you recruit better players and we'll find out if his system's any good or not, then you'll know whether or not this is the guy for the fucking job. But right now, I still think he is the guy for the job based on the evidence of what I've seen when he has the full complement of his players. There's no point judging a man when he's not playing the team that he needs to play. I said a couple of weeks ago that Antony's going to be the anchor that fucking sinks him, because if he keeps trying to pick him, unfortunately, there's not the obvious standout candidates. We did see a cameo from Ahmad today. It'd have been unrealistic to expect Ahmad to be doing anything other than just getting some minutes under his belt. It'd have been nice if he created something that would have put a bit of pressure on Antony, but it was unrealistic to think that that was any sort of expectation more than hope. This is a fucking winnable game for us. There's certainly a not losable game for us. And you've had teams around us dropping points and having weird performances in the last couple of weekends. There's been some great results for Manchester United. This would have been an excellent time for us to actually maintain some sort of form, but instead, we throw out a fucking window and we lose another game. I am pulling my fucking hair out watching this team at the moment. Thank God for nothing going on in January. These fuckers need to get on the training pitch and start working out how to start to create chances. How are we so bad at creating chances? We're like in the bottom 3 of the league for like goals, expected goals, chances created. That's not fucking acceptable. It's not acceptable to be that. I know someone has to be down at the bottom, right? But it's not acceptable to be, right? It's not acceptable that Manchester United are down there. You know, the money spent doesn't equal success, but the money spent and the squad available, right? It's a shit squad for Manchester United. It's not a shit squad for the Premier League. It's probably still better than Everton, who are doing pretty well. It's probably still better than Luton, who have scored more than us. It's still better than Burnley, who they will change how they're trying to play because they're getting their asses handed to them at the moment, although they nearly managed to grip a point out of Villa until some last-minute winner was required early on. Do you know what I mean? Just, it's so fucking frustrating at the moment, innit? Oh, man. Absolute gluttons for punishment. If you want more punishment, I'll see you in the morning for 5 things. Otherwise, fucking go fuck yourselves. Happy New Year. Ta-ra.